Last time, you remember, our heroes had captured Maybe Dick, the whaling whale, who turned out to be a huge pirate ship in disguise. Now they are gleefully steering Maybe Dick back to port, all unaware of the trouble that lies ahead, or rather, below. For deep in the hold of Maybe Dick, the defeated Horatio Hornswoggle is preparing...
Defeated? Who's defeated?
We are, darling. You and me and Rollo here.
Nonsense. Just a little setback is all.
Boris, if we were set back any further, we'd be out of story altogether.
Don't be silly, Natasha. By the time we're through, those goody-goods up there will be shaking in their goody-good shoes.
You mean...
Yes. We have only begun to fright.
And as if that weren't enough, high above our heroes, a squadron of British planes are searching for Maybe Dick in order to destroy him.
I say so, then it is now.
Good old Featherby.
Well, sir, shouldn't we attack the blighter?
Are you mad, Featherby? I haven't finished my tea.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Bad show, Featherby.
But our heroes had no knowledge of the planes droning overhead. They only knew that they had taken command of the Maybe Dick.
And we're heading for home.
With Peter Peachfuzz at the wheel. Hard apart the lee astern, spin the wheel and watch it turn.
Rocky, I don't want to be a snitch, but Captain Peachfuzz is steering in circles again.
Don't worry, Bullwinkle. I disconnected the steering wheel.
Round and round goes the Maybe Dick spinner, and when she stops, there's always a winner.
And he's not really in command of the ship?
No, but why spoil his fun? Besides, we have other things to worry about.
Well, as long as we got something to worry about.
We do.
I was a little worried about not having anything to worry about.
Yeah, but...
Not being worried worried me.
Yeah,
But now you say there is something to worry about.
Yeah,
So now I'm not worried.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, but what?
I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say.
Probably something about that pirate captain down below. What was his name?
Hornswoggle, Horatio Hornswoggle.
And sure enough, in the doorway stood the pirate chief himself.
What's that in his hand, Rocky?
Looks like a bomb with a burning fuse.
It isn't an all-day sucker.
What are you going to do with it?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, that's all right then.
Yeah, but if he does absolutely nothing, it'll go off in a minute.
Well, don't just stand there. Do something.
Okay, Moose, first I take over ship, then I feed you to fishes.
But that's terrible.
It's terrible for you, it's very nice for fishes.
Yeah, we mustn't be selfish, Rock.
Now, wait a minute, Bullwinkle. There's two of us and only one of him.
Oh, you are the sharp-eyed rascal.
No. I mean, if we jump him, the odds are in our favor.
Not for long, buddy. Yoo-hoo-rallo!
Yes, the enormous ape was just outside the door, and at Boris's call, he plunged into the room. Unfortunately, the swinging door hit Boris's arm, and the bomb, with its splintering fuse, began to roll about the deck.
Grab it, Bullwinkle!
But as fate would have it, the Maybe Dick was at that moment running into heavy seas, and as the deck tilted back and forth, the bomb rolled about crazily, its fuse growing shorter and shorter.
I got it!
No, I got it.
Who got it?
You got it.
No, he got it.
Throw it, Rollo. Throw like this. Oh, what happened?
You didn't tell him which way to throw it.
Oh, foo-foo.
Look out! Here it comes again. Throw it overboard, Bullwinkle!
Right, Rocky.
But as Bullwinkle dashed for the side, the deck tilted sharply, and he slid right back to where he started from.
Short trip.
But it looked like a longer one coming up, for at that moment... Don't miss our next episode, Fast and Moose or Charlie's Antler.
Once an old shoemaker who was very poor, for though he had worked very hard making shoes for over 30 years, he had never sold a single pair.
Either I'm in the wrong business or the location of my shop is wrong.
Reasoning that it couldn't be the wrong business.
I hate to leave this spot. No competition, you know. But maybe if I moved into the village where the people are, I'd sell some shoes.
His mind made up, the old man went ahead with the move, which was quite a simple matter, a slight push, and in no time at all, he was in the village below, ready for business.
Don't laugh. It beats walking, I think.
On that very day, the king, who was very fond of walking in the woods, was on his daily outing when he chanced to pass the shoemaker's small shop. Looking down at his shoes, he remarked to himself,
It looks as if the royal feet might use a new pair of shoes.
and so saying, he entered the shop.
Who are you?
Drat it, man, I'm a royal customer.
Royal customer, what's that?
I came in here to buy a pair of shoes.
Oh, forgive me, sire. It's been so long I've forgotten.
The king tried on a pair of shoes to his liking, paid the old shoemaker, and was off for his hike in the woods. The little man was delighted and was certain that now he was on his way to making his fortune. However, several hours later, the king again entered the shop and he was purple with rage.
What kind of shoes did you sell me?
Beats me. Oxfords, I think.
Look at my feet.
Oops. I got off on the wrong foot.
Declaring that he was a menace to the feet of the kingdom, the king ordered the shoemaker to get rid of all of his shoes and never make another pair under threat of losing his head.
And I shall check every day to make sure that you do as I say.
Oh, dear, the old man was terrified, and he quickly set about the task of getting rid of all of his shoes. All day he dug a big hole, and it wasn't until that evening that he had buried every last one.
Thank goodness. Now, when a king checks tomorrow, I'll be safe.
Completely exhausted, he fell into bed and went sound asleep. Late that night, as they always do, elves came out to dance and skip through the kingdom looking for quaint things to do. They finally came to the shoemaker's shop and peeked in the window.
Oh, look, a shoemaker.
He must be very poor. See, he has no shoes in there to sell.
Then come, we shall fill his shop with shoes.
So for the rest of the night, the little elves worked making shoes, hundreds of shoes. Early the next morning, when the old man awoke, he could not believe his eyes.
Oh, no. Where did all these shoes come from?
Knowing that the king was due to arrive at any moment, he did the only thing he could think to do on such short notice and quickly painted a sign.
So you've gone into the bagel business, have you? And you've baked them into the shape of shoes? Oh, what a novel idea. Ugh. It tastes like an old shoe.
Funny you should say that.
I order you never to bake another bagel, or...
I know, sire. Don't say it.
The king stormed off for his castle, and once more the old shoemaker spent the day digging a hole and burying the shoes. Then, late that night...
Oh, look, the shoes are gone.
He must have sold them all.
Let's make more so we can be happy again.
And the little elves went to work making shoes by the score. In the next room, the old shoemaker was unable to sleep because of worry.
I still can't figure out where all those shoes came from.
When suddenly, he heard the sound of tiny hammers in his workshop. Upon investigating, he was shocked to find the elves hard at work and the room again full of shoes.
So, you're the wise guys.
See all of the shoes we've made?
I'll bet you're pleased.
Out! Out! Out!
Well, in all me years of being an elf, I've never seen anything like that.
He must not have read the book.
For the rest of the night, the old man desperately dug holes and buried shoes, but in the morning, when the king arrived, he found one left shoe that the shoemaker had overlooked.
So, a shoe!
I'm cooked.
Then the king happened to notice that the shoe was like none that he'd ever seen before. The workmanship was perfect, and he tried it on.
Oh, my, now, this is fine. Bring the mate of the shoe to the castle in 1 hour, and I shall make you my royal cobbler.
The little shoemaker happily dug up all the shoes he had buried, but then made a horrible discovery, for every shoe the elves had made was a left shoe.
Oh, never mind, shoemaker. Forget it. It feels so good, I think I'll just keep it this way.
And from that day forward, the king took his walks wearing only a left shoe. Before long, it became a fad, and there was a great demand by all of the people in the kingdom to buy one left shoe. The old shoemaker sold all he had, and of course became very rich, which only proves what the old man had always said, which is...
There's no business like shoe business.
America's foremost authority on space because his head is full of it, Mr. Know-It-All.
Today I will discuss how to fix a flat and retire your car. Most people will go a long way to avoid fixing a flat, to a service station even. There is more than one way to handle this unpleasant chore. For example, the Bullwinkle Van Moose method. Drat! Now I'll have to use the spare car, that is. However, the wise motorist knows how to change a tire. This is a simple operation, and a reasonably intelligent 12-year-old can do the job. But since I don't see one, I'll have to take a crack at it myself. At this point, I'd like to demonstrate the first thing a motorist does when he has a blowout. He places the jack under the bumper, like so, and with an easy pumping motion, he raises the wheels off the ground. Well, if we can't raise the wheels, the only thing to do is lower the ground. We take off the hubcap, loosen the wheel nuts, and put them in the hubcap so we don't lose them. Only trouble is I keep losing the hubcap. Now we take the spare out of the trunk.
What's the matter, Bullwinkle? No spare?
Oh, there's a spare, all right, Rock. Problem is, it's a spare flat.
What does the motorist do in a situation like this, Bullwinkle?
I think that's obvious, Rock. He becomes a pedestrian.
Well, you can't get a flat tire that way.
No, just flat feet is all.
Hello again, Peabody here. You're just in time to accompany Sherman and me as we journey back into the year 1778.
What's our destination, Mr. Peabody?
Kentucky, where we'll spend one or two exciting moments with that legendary frontiersman, Daniel Boone. My Wayback Machine, ingenious invention that it is, reacted instantaneously, teleporting us to the banks of the Kentucky River, and there stood a fort which was later become known as Boonesboro.
Did Daniel Boone build this fort, Mr. Peabody? I sure would like to meet him.
Sherman's wish was granted. Unexpectedly so.
And you stay out of here, Daniel Boone. We don't want you.
Daniel Boone?
That's me.
Golly, Mr. Boone, how come you were thrown out of your own fort?
Don't rightly know, sonny. Used to was that folks cotton to me. Now they just can't stand me.
The wind suddenly changed its direction, bringing with it a highly unsavory aroma.
Wow, something smells awful.
I'll say it does. Wonder what it is.
That hat of yours, Daniel, how long have you had it?
My coonskin cap? Just got it last Tuesday.
Would that be the day your friends began taking a dislike to you?
Now that you mention it, yes. Say, you don't suppose it's my coonskin cap that smells?
Skunk skin, Daniel. Skunk skin. We buried Boone's pungent chapeau and then talked him into an elongated session in the waters of the Kentucky River.
Do you think the folks in the fort will accept Mr. Boone now?
I'm certain of it, Sherman. Well, suppose we take him his towel. We walked to the river's edge, but strangely enough, Daniel was nowhere to be seen.
Well, his clothes are still on the bank, so he must be somewhere nearby.
It wasn't till we examined the opposite shore that we discovered what had happened.
Footprints!
The tracks were easy to follow, and by late afternoon we found where they were heading.
An Indian village!
Utilizing a small tree as camouflage, we were able to ferret out Daniel Boone's whereabouts.
Psst! Mr. Boone, it's us!
Oh, hi there, sonny.
Quick, get behind our tree and we'll help you escape. There's not an Indian anywhere near this tent.
Can't do it, boy.
Why not?
No clothes. Them Injuns captured me raw.
We couldn't leave him. Therefore, we had no alternative but to make our presence known to the Indian chief and try to win Daniel Boone's freedom.
Let me get him straight. You challenge my best warrior to contest?
That's right. I'll race him in a canoe, shoot arrows at a target, and send up smoke signals faster than he can.
Sound 'em like Olympics. Okay, you got 'em deal. 2 out of 3 win. If warrior loses, Boone goes free. If you lose, you get 'em scalped.
The first event was a canoe race.
Both got 'em canoe. Both paddle across river. First man to reach other side is winner.
On the word go,
Go!
we launched our canoes. Or at least the warrior did.
Well, get going, Mr. Peabody. He's halfway across already.
Patient, Sherman. The tide is due to go out any moment. And it did. Carrying me across the river in nothing flat.
Peabody 1 up. Now you try 'em test number 2.
We were handed bows and arrows. 40 feet away atop a tree stump stood 2 apples, one large, one small. Having lost the first event, my opponent received the opportunity of shooting first. He not only chose to shoot at the large apple, he hit it. My turn was next. That small apple contained a worm with a large appetite. So large that he consumed my target before I could draw a bead.
Well, guess warrior win 'em. You both tied.
That's not fair. Mr. Peabody didn't even shoot.
Well, that's the way cookie crumbles. Now we have 'em smoke signal contest. One who send message up fastest is final winner.
While the warrior encouraged his fire, I adjourned to a nearby tent, and by using rocks, pieces of flint, and wood, managed to construct a somewhat makeshift typewriter. Of course, by this time, my adversary was sending puffs of smoke skyward.
What are you going to do with a typewriter, Mr. Peabody?
You'll see, Sherman. I connected a rubber tube from the typewriter to a small fire, and then I went to work. Without the slightest doubt, I was the winner.
Indian no going back on word. You, boy, and Boone go free.
That's wonderful, isn't it, Mr. Peabody?
Yes, it is. However, Daniel still couldn't make a move without clothing. Here, Sherman, give the chief this $1 and buy that shirt and pants for Daniel.
For $1? Is that all they cost?
Certainly. That's why they call them buckskins.
Well, last time, Captain Horatio Hornswoggle,
Or, as we know him, Boris Badenoff,
made his bid to recapture command of the Maybe Dick. But things went amiss when Rollo the Ape accidentally knocked the bomb from his hand.
Now's our chance. Let's get out of here.
Bullwinkle, we can't run away like scared rabbits.
Should we walk away like brave rabbits?
No, we gotta throw that bomb overboard.
Okay, but being a hero sure makes you look stupid sometimes.
Sure enough, just then... However, that explosion hadn't come from the bomb at all, but from a squadron of British attack planes high above. And so when the smoke cleared...
Hey, it didn't go off.
Must be something wrong with the bomb.
Sure is. Look, there's 3 holes in it.
3 holes? Hey, I begin to smell a rat.
you call?
This isn't a bomb. It's a bowling ball.
You made a counterfeit bomb.
What else? Go get him, Rollo.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble with a capital trub.
This way, Bullwinkle. Through that door.
No use, Rock. It won't open.
Maybe it swings the other way.
Of course, what a fox path. But now all our troubles are, oh boy.
And in a moment, our friends were dangling from the side of the ship while Rollo stomped gleefully on their fingers.
Oh, oh, oh.
Meanwhile, up on the bridge...
Oh, Boris, you're such a no good Nick. You were born to be his.
Well, darling, guess we won't need this anymore.
And Natasha tossed the heavy bowling ball out of the porthole. As fate would have it, Rollo chose that moment to look over the rail at his hapless victims and...
We're saved, Rock.
Not quite. Look there.
Sure enough, the planes were peeling off for their final attack on the ship.
Natasha, do you see what I see?
Very often, darling.
Well, as the Bulgarians say, testy novas derotni.
Meaning?
The jig is up. Let's go.
And in a few moments, the villains were in a small boat pulling away from the Maybe Dick.
We leaving all our loot, Boris.
Silly girl. Everything we pirate is right here in these boxes.
Oh, you so smart, Boris.
Old mastermind thinks of everything, Natasha. Except...
Except what?
Where's Rollo?
A good question, for at that moment, Rollo was directly above them, and not wanting to be left behind, he leaped for Boris's boat.
No, Rollo. Go back. Go back.
And as the small boat capsized, Boris's boxes of loot were hurled through the air and right into Bullwinkle's hand.
Ooh.
Well, old mastermind, what you got to say for yourself now?
Only one thing to say, Natasha.
And that is?
Shut up your mouth.
Those British planes will be on us in a minute, Rock.
Quick, hand me that paintbrush.
And Rocky zoomed over the deck of Maybe Dick, painting as he went.
3 seconds to bomb point, sir. 2, 1.
Stop. Hold your fire.
What is it, Commander?
Look there, Featherbear.
Why, it's just a great big capital T, Commander.
And what time is it?
Exactly 4 o'clock.
Which is...
Good heavens. Tea time! By Jove, they must be British!
And the planes waggled their wings in a friendly farewell and flew on. So a little while later, our friends sailed into port to a hero's welcome.
Yay!
A welcome marred only when Captain Peach Fuzz tried to blow the whistle and pulled the wrong lever. Then Maybe Dick sank like a stone, and to this day remains underwater, where it has been made into a rest home for retired skin divers.
But tell me, Rock, how did you ever get the idea of painting a big T?
Just between you and me, I didn't, Bullwinkle.
Hmm?
I was trying to spell out something else.
What was it?
This.
The end. Well, I'll be jiggered. So it is.
Bye.